Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? I'm excited about today. You know why? Because God's given me another day of life. I woke up this morning. And when you don't wake up, that's when you got problems. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a subject you all like to hear about. I'm going to talk about tax avoidance, income tax avoidance. As you know, I'm talking about the employment law in New Zealand. And I'm telling you that the employment law is wrong. And that one of the people that are missing out on this with this employment law, they think they're gaining but they're not, is the government. Because they're costing them money. Because people are using the system for tax avoidance. Did you hear that bang? I'm sorry about that. It's just one of the cats I'm babysitting. I'm at my son's place at the moment. I'm babysitting their cats. They have a kitten here. So there's a bit of noise from time to time, but that's all right. It's family, you know. It's all about family. Where was I up to? Oh, yeah. You know, I'm telling my life story, don't you? I'm doing my life story on video, and part of my life story is about my experience with the New Zealand employment law. And we're talking about tax avoidance. Now, I love paying tax. I don't know about you, but I love paying income tax. Because if I'm paying income tax, I'm making money. I'm not happy when I'm not paying income tax, because if I'm not paying income tax, I'm making no money. And I told you yesterday about how Christine had put the money from her insurance commissions into my bank account. And I asked her why she did that, and she said, because I don't want to pay tax on it. So what she did is she got the insurance company to put her life insurance commissions into my bank account so she wouldn't have to pay tax on it. Now, I rang the tax department. I did ring the tax department, and I wrote them as well. And I said, listen, this lady has put money into my tax, her life insurance commission into my bank account. Has she paid tax on it? I don't think she's paid tax on it. And I rang up the insurance company, and I said, did you deduct any tax off Christine's commissions? And she said no. And I said, why not? And she said, because it was going into a business account, and we don't take tax off when it goes into a business account. And of course the business account was mine. But anyway, she didn't pay tax on it. And the IRD couldn't care less. They didn't come and inspect or anything. But then one of my staff noticed that Christine was doing the GST returns, but she claimed her wages as a tax deduction. In other words, when she was doing the GST, she claimed her wages as a tax. Now, there's no GST on wages in New Zealand. There's no GST, but she was claiming it. And it cost me $4,000. I rang up the IRD and said, listen, one of my former staff members has been claiming GST. So they came around and they went through all my books, and it cost me over $4,000 I had to pay. Because what was happening is Christine, you see, she was pretty shrewd. She was coming to me every month and saying, look, we've made all this money. This is our cash flow. We've made all this money. But we weren't making any money at all. She was fiddling the books. The figures weren't right. Yeah, geez, it's hard work, isn't it, being a boss? You see, I'm one of these people that, I don't have a company. When I started my business as a debt collection agency, I didn't form a company. Most people would form a company so they wouldn't have to pay, if the company went broke, they wouldn't have to pay, you see. And it protects them. It protects them from anyone suing them. If it's a company, they couldn't sue me. But I was just Ron and Margaret Bishop trading as Data Communications. I didn't worry about a company. I haven't formed a trust. Most people form trusts. They form trusts so they won't have to pay tax. Or they form trusts so when they get old, they can get the government to look after them. And they can't touch their house, you see. So they put their house in the kids' names and all stuff like that. I don't do that. Look, when I get old, if I've got to go to an old people's home, they can sell my bloody house. The kids don't want my money. They've told me. They said, you use it, Dad, it's your money, so I'm going to use it. If I get old and start peeing myself on that and have to put me in a home, well, fine. They can sell my house to pay my board. That's my attitude. I don't like to rip off the taxman. You see, I knew Christine owed the taxman some money because they wrote to me and said, would you take some money off Christine's wages? She was on holiday at the time, and they wrote to me and said, would you take some tax off Christine's wages, please? I didn't do it because I went to her accountant and they said, oh no, we've fixed all that up. There was a mistake. I don't know whether there was a mistake or not, but, you know, it's not on, is it, eh? People trying to avoid tax, I don't believe in it myself. I had to pay Christine $30,000. The IRD wrote to me and said, will you let us know if you pay Christine any money? Well, I didn't pay Christine any money. I paid it to her lawyer, and it's up to the lawyer to advise the Inland Revenue Department. And then my accountant said to me, Ron, when you paid that $30,000, you were still in business. You still were running your business, and you were getting an income. Therefore, that $30,000 is an expense against your business. You can claim that. Now, I haven't got a very big income. I've just got a few shares and a bit of interest coming in and my pension, you know. But the law states I can claim that as an expense. The $30,000 I paid Christine, I can claim that as an expense against my business and spread it over a number of years. And that's legal. You're allowed to do that. That's fair enough. You know what I'm saying? So what's happening here in this employment law thing is the poor old tax man, he's paying, isn't he? Eh? He's forking out. People think I'm ripping the bloody system off, but I'm not. The system is ripping the taxman off. The system is ripping the... John Key thinks he's smart with this employment law thing, but he's not. People are ripping it off. All the money that's ever paid out is tax deductible. That's less tax coming into the government's coffers, you know what I'm saying? Waste of time. Wouldn't be so bad if we were producing something, but we're not producing nothing. It's just shifting money from one place to the other. Listen, just a minute, I got something to show you here. I don't know whether I've told you or not, but I'm a bookaholic. I love to read books. But the books I read are not fiction books. The books I read are personal self-development books. I never read a book unless I can get some personal self-development out of it. And I bought a book the other day. My son, Gus, the oldest boy, he gives me a voucher for Whitcoulls. Every year he gives me a voucher. But it's the same amount of money, and he's forgotten about the inflation and the price of bloody books today. So he gives me this book. This book cost, I don't know, there's a $40 book, and he gives me a $25 donation for Christmas time and a voucher. But you can't complain, can you? He's a bloody good kid, you know. I love the boy to bits. But anyway, this book I bought is called The Power of Focus, and it's by Jack Van Cranfield, Mark Victor Hansen, and Les Hewitt. And I started reading this book. It's quite a big book. And the first few chapters, or the first chapter, is on habits. We are creatures of habit. And if we want to improve ourselves in life, we have to change our habits. So if you have a habit of avoiding income tax, it's a bad habit. Get in the habit of paying income tax. Get in the habit of earning more money so you can pay more tax. Right? So the government will be able to survive. And you can't line up, if you're a Maori, you can't keep lining up and asking for money if you're not paying any tax. The money has to come from tax, and the country needs taxes. Okay, listen, buy this book, The Power of Focus. It's about habits. Get into the good habits. Start using good habits. It takes, they say, I don't know, 30 days or 90 days, whatever, to change a habit. But we are creatures of habit. I get on here every morning and start spouting, and I can't sleep. I've got to get up. When the time is for me to get up, I get up. Because it's a habit of getting up, and it's a habit of speaking here once a day to you. And hopefully put a bit of sunshine into your life. I'll grizzle, yeah, I'll moan. I'll moan about the things all the time. But listen, let's communicate. Let's keep going. And I want you to write to me. at the bottom of this, somewhere you can write a comment. Somewhere will be a comment, whether it's on YouTube or on Ronnie's blog, you can write a comment. I want to hear from you. If you agree with what I'm saying, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know. Let's get some rapport going here. Okay? Hey, listen, I'll catch you tomorrow. I've got dogs to feed, cats to feed. Oh, jeez, I can smell something around here. I've got to fix it. See you later. Catch you later. Bye-bye.